studio and the very first lesson in an 8-part series on portraiture. Today we're going to start things simple, and as the lessons go along they're going to become more advanced. So today we're going to work with pencil and we're going to do a series of exercises explaining the basic proportions of the face, and if maybe a couple other little exercises to familiarize you with the different bits on your face. Eyes, nose, ears. You get it. So let's begin.
Let's talk about the proportions of the face. So I have 9 egg-shaped heads. So the head is like an upside down egg. So the first one you can see, if you look at the top of the head to the bottom of the chin and make a measurement halfway, that is where the middle of the eyes is going to line up. If you do where the eyes are to the bottom of the chin and make another line halfway or quarter of the face, that will be where the nose lines up. From the nose to the chin, which is an eighth of the face, then you'll have where the mouth shows up. Now we're looking at how to line things up as far as the width goes. You can fit 5 eyes across the face. The ones on the side are where the temples will be. The one in the middle is the same width of an average nose. So the nostrils line up with the inside of your eyes, as you can see here. And of course, that's just where the nostrils are. You also have the bridge and the ball of your nose, and we'll talk about that later on. This formula is just a guide. Sometimes people's eyes are wider set or closer set. I'm just going to fill in those eyes now. When it comes to the mouth can be quite small, or it can be as wide as the inside of your eyes. So basically you just want to have a look at your person and measure those things. Let's have a look at the side of the head. So the back of the head is a little bit round where our skull is going, and it kind of curves in where our neck bones begin. Now if you look, I've got a line down the center there, and that's where I'm going to place the ear, to the left of that line, to the back of it. And if you line up your eye, you can actually feel this on your own face. At the top of the ear and the bottom of the ear is kind of lined up with your nose, and that's different in everybody as well. So looking at the top of the head, we're looking down from above. You can see where my ears are lined up in the middle there. You can see my eyes, and you can see the top of my nose. There's my hairline, but you can't see my mouth at all. And we look at the bottom, looking up from, my ears are still lined up there. And you will then see my mouth and my nostrils, my nose, but then you won't see my eyes. Now the back of the head, it's nice and round. You can see that that's where my neck bone is going to be attached to my skull. At the back there. And then the front of my throat is going to be, of course, on the other side. Now, if you can see, there's a T. I think of that as like the T intersection of the face. And when I move my head around, that T has to follow around with it. So then we have those bottom diagrams there. I'll explain how they work. So I made a little Eggman. He's super cute. And I drew that T intersection on him. I drew, you can see it there, the line. And I'll just take off his nose. So you can see I've also put in where the eyes are going, where the nose is going, where the mouth is, the top of the head, and then the chin. And as I move him around, there's the side of his ear. So as I move him around, that center line and that T section is going to change. I'll just squish his nose back on. I gave him a very big nose. It's a nice looking nose. So you can see, there's my T, And you can see how it now is not straight anymore as I turn his head. It is now curved, and so is the line of his eyes is now curved as well. So as I move the head around, that T intersection is going to curve and change. Okay, I am now going to put Eggman next to diagram man, and you can see that T intersection and how it curves. And now I'm looking at my next little diagram there, and that little guy is looking down, and you can see there's a different kind of curve. And that curve, when you're looking down, is like a smile, I guess you could say. They're all curved up like that. And you see a lot of the top of the head. So I'm just going to put the eyes in, and the nose, and the mouth. And now we have the next diagram. It's doing the opposite. Curves are going in the other direction. So that's when we're looking up. And now those lines are more like a frown. And so you can see I put the T intersection, and I'm now looking up. You can see I can see most of the chin there, but I can't see any of the top of the head. In the opposite direction, I don't see any of the chin, but I see a lot of the top of the head. And you can see which ways those curves are moving. So I'm going to put in the nose, and when you're looking up, I will see up the nostrils. And just put the little mouth in. So let's have a look at the ears. Can you see they're following the lines, the curvature? So you can see that that's where the ears are lined up, the eyes and the bottom of the nose. And so when you have that curve, they are also following the same formula, but same alignment, but they're now curved up or down. And so when you're looking up, the ears are lower. When you're looking down, they're higher. And it really gives you that extra sense of what's going on. And you more neck on when you're looking up, and hardly any neck showing when you're looking down. So now it's your job to go and get yourself an Eggman. Could you get some blue tack, make an Eggman, move him around a lot, have a look at all those different curves, depending on the way he's moving, if he's a 3/4, if he's straight on. Let's have a look. Do as many cartoon drawings as you can. They keep it simple. They don't have to be realistic at all. Now that we've done some cartoon faces, let's see how it applies to real faces. So I have 3 faces here, and what I've done is the ratio from the top of the head to the bottom of the chin. Halfway down is the eyes. Halfway between the eyes and the chin is the nose. Halfway between the chin and the nose is the mouth. So you can see it actually does work for each one of these individuals. I mean, it's not spot on 100%, but it is an excellent guide to help you out. You can see on the bottom left side I have a template that I've done with the 5 equal spaces, and then I've applied them to exactly the same template to each person, and you can see that they pretty much fit the same sort of formula where there's equal space beside the eyes, and in between the eyes and the nostrils they line up with the inside of the eye. So you can see on each of these individual people that it pretty much works. In some cases I might have had to stretch it out a little bit or move it closer together. depending on the width of their face, but it does work. Now let's have a look at the T intersection. So the T is straight when your head is straight. If your head's on an angle, then the T also has to be put on an angle, like in the first face picture there. In the second picture, we can see how the face is a 3/4, so that T, or the symmetrical line in the middle, is moved to the left, and we can see more of the side of the head there. And those lines, because the face is slightly dipped, those lines are going up. You will also notice that we see a lot of the top of the head and hardly any of that neck. And you'll see that the ears are now higher. If you draw a straight line across from the nose to the ear, you'll see that the ears are higher than that line. In our very last image, it's another 3/4 view. The symmetrical line is now to the right. We see a lot of the side of the head on the left. We don't see any of the top of the head because her head is tilted up. So we see the bottom of the chin instead. We can see underneath that, and we can also see the long neck now. The ears are now lower if you look how those things are lined up. And all of those curves now are like an arch. So you can see that even though we did cartoon faces for our learning, it actually works with real humans. Thanks for watching Lesson 1. That's all for today, and we'll see you for blind contours in Lesson 2. Bye for now.